All right, we're live, we're back. I went and got a tiny little socket wrench kit for $6. It has both sets. I don't even know what the names are, but so let's see, that's tightened. Let's see, this should be loosened. Yeah, is it? Yeah, okay. I saw a nice, I was at a different recycling place that I don't go to that much, and had a nice Epson, I forget the model now, Q203A I think, but it was a beautiful case, definitely old, 5-pinned in, but I just thought it was Fujitsu Peerless, so I left, but then I'm like, well, what if it wasn't? And so, because I had read on the internet maybe some other types, and so I went back and had my keycap puller in the car, so I opened it up, and yeah, it was Fujitsu Peerless. At this point I have like 5 of those, so the case was really nice, but if it had nice switches in it, maybe I would have thought about it, but it was actually too expensive. It was like $45, and I'm like, well, can I ask you how you price that? And he said, well, that's what they go for on eBay. And I'm like, well, if you say so. I don't think I would pay that much for it, but well, luckily most of mine I got for like $1, $2. I got lucky, I guess, but I'm kind of spoiled now, so when I see one that's expensive, I'm not really tempted, so I guess that's a good thing. Let's see if the other one's not quite out, or that's out. Okay, so, oh wow, okay, and that just let us lift this lip off. That's kind of nice. Okay, well, let's see what kind of rating we have in here. Cortland, New York, is what I'm seeing right here. There we go. Not sure what that's all about. Setting the top aside, let's see what else we got here. We got a nice plate with, I guess, a rubber, which is, I guess, the membrane. It's like a thin piece of rubber. Oh, here's the membrane underneath that. So let's figure out what the deal is with this plate. Oh, it's got tabs, metal tabs, but I can't imagine I would have to bend them upright or anything. Let's see. The screw these are out. Does it slide to one side or something? Maybe. Oh, kinda. Well, how are we gonna figure this out? So this one, this one slid in, that one slid in, that one slid in, and then what else can I see? On the back, I don't know if I can push on these or something. These are rather long metal bars. Gonna find the trick here. I'm not quite seeing it yet. Sturdy metal plate, and it's firmly attached to the firmly attached. Maybe we got, let's see, is there some I'm missing another screw like under here? No. I don't think so. Doesn't feel like I'm missing a screw under there. These little V things are interesting. Do they help slide anything back, or kind of need a narrower screwdriver to get in there? Not really seeing any screws on the side. What do we see over here? Just plastic holding the top half feels pretty rigid. Bottom's a little more. Nothing's really forgiving, but gee, Merry Christmas. What about this? Are these the key? Man, that's some solid metal, isn't there? Oh, I know. Maybe you do have to bend the pins. I just bent one right there. So that bent that one out. This one is right here. Some clues underneath this thing. Do these white things pop off? How are they held on? Oh, maybe. I should have started with a smaller one, but oh, so there's some kind of this is metal spring. Didn't quite see how it was in here, but imagine it was. It's interesting. Not sure. I can kind of see the metal springs under these other guys. So you push down, maybe the springs bowed up, it kind of looks like, and then when the plungers go down, they depress it and it touches the membrane and goes, or this rubber layer, and goes through it to the membrane. So you can see why there's no rubber domes. So it's got this, does have this thin sheet of what seems like rubber or rubber, stretchy. I guess I broke that piece, of course, to get at it. But like I said, this is kind of a brittle keyboard, so I'm not too, but I would like to get it apart. I'm not sure what I want to do that. I was going to say without breaking it, but like, do I care at this point? Well, there's one here. Is that a screw? No. That might be a screw. Is that? No, that's another tab. So if I had a way to slide those, instead I think I would be bending them. I'm trying to. Well, what is this crazy case? I don't know. Let's see if I got something thinner. Yeah, this one's a little thinner. There's one of them. Oh, there's the second one. This is basically, oh, these two. Maybe it's this one. Yeah. Huh. So, what is sticking here? Something at this end. Okay, well. So basically I bent these two, this one, and all these. I don't know what you're supposed to do, but that was pretty brutal. In fact, I cut myself. But and this is, how's this mounted on here? Gee, my Christmas. You got some screws or some. Let's take a look at this first, I guess. Again, let's see these logo things right here. Cortland, New York. Okay. So I guess at least we'll get some pictures for Dust Authority, nothing else. So again, here's the, let's reorient. And I guess there's a code there. I don't know what that's for. It's part of the ribbon of the membrane. There's some more words on the. There we go. 1984 maybe? And it says 2684. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it could be the 26th week of 1984, I suppose. So yeah, this is a membrane guy. Just all that plastic is these little, I don't think I have an easy way to do those, but let's try popping some more. See if there's any easy way to do it. It's actually breaking them off when I do that instead of, yeah, the little chads are flying. More chads, what would you expect from a board like this? Nothing, it's all chads. Oh, chads are flying. Okay, let's see if we can kind of get a glimpse of what's going on with the oh, there we go. So it rests in the two holes. Oh, sorry, it's not focusing, but there we go. Oh, I had it for a second, didn't we? We can switch and look at it under a microscope. So what was flying off? Because these, I can still see stems on them. Let's go under the microscope for a second, see if anything helps. Oops. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh, actually, there we go. My kid used the room with his friends and he took it down because it was blocking the TV. Where are we? So there's what one looks like when it's attached to the white part. And then if we get to the side view, looks like that. And then the top view looks like that. Oh, that's a good camera shots of this thing. And then when they're laying and they didn't stick, they kind of looked like this, I guess. Where is it? Here, I'll peel back this rubber layer, and you can see behind it the membrane. So it's your traditional, well, I was going to say, yeah, there's it's the 3-layer membrane, which I believe the middle layer is just to keep traces from touching each other, except where there's a hole and they want to go through. So, alright, chads everywhere. Let me flip back to overhead. What happened down there in this corner? Oh, yeah, I did this corner. So, Yeah, it just pops the plastic nodules out, but I don't think there's any other magic way to do it. Yeah, this is, you know, solid. It's not really meant to be taken apart. Same thing with this, like, oh, here's a screw, so we can, let's undo this screw, and that might do something to free up the controller board. And the screwdriver. A smaller one. Oh. There we go. One more piece apart. Yeah, I guess at this point we're just doing this for picture sake because of what the inside of this board looks like. Because everything was very brittle anyways, and stuff was breaking off left and right. So this is interesting. This is like the two parts that maybe they're similar. They start with similar numbers, and then they. Let's see if I can get that in focus. There you go. Yeah, so they're related. What do we got on here? Anything exciting? Intel 1982, a P. I don't know my stuff well enough, but a P means something, I think, and the starting letter. Some S's. There's a TI chip, 406X. There's a number on the printed circuit board, 5415148. I wonder what this black thing is here. Heatsink? No, oh, that's where the terminal is plugged in. Yeah. What do we got over on this side? This end of it. Bunch of those resistors and strapped down, a bunch of them. Another TI chip. Is there any circuit board labeling? It says side 50 amp. Okay. What's the bottom? Oh, that has the model number, I guess. So it says. Oh, it said LK. So let's see what it says. LK200. 21454. Side 2. So the other side must have said side 1. What do we got down here? Just soldering, or trying to get that 42 to come into focus and tell us if there's anything else. Come on, camera. Oh well. Alright, do I want to do the long journey of continuing to take it apart? I think we've seen what we needed to see, and can't quite tell how it works. If I take off some portion of them will get to more of the board, but that's going to be a lot of chads, but I guess we can try. It's kind of fun to see stuff flying around. I have to slide it over the edge of the table so I can get some leverage. Losing my leverage on that side. Let's try this side. Ow. Wow, that almost flew up to the ceiling. Well, this is like the biggest mess I've ever made with chads everywhere. Look at all these little guys. Little dots of plastic. Whoa. That one shot off and hit my laptop screen. Hope I didn't scratch anything. Well, the whole point was kind of to free up this part, but I'm kind of having fun, so maybe I'll do this part too. Gee, Christmas. Probably should get out my protective eyewear. Guess I'll have to do some vacuuming after this one. Normally I'd say I don't break anything I open, but this one is tedious, and I don't know, everything about it, it's been sort of breaking on me since the moment I opened it. I took the DO key off, and ever since then it's been downhill. So, brittle, old board. Okay, let's see. Now we got a good portion of this kind of rubber nut. I don't quite get why this works. I guess it's because the holes were to anchor down the white. So that's what the holes are for. So they're nothing about conductivity. So if a metal presses down on something, like, why does that go through the rubber? I don't quite understand. But, I was kind of hoping we might see some wording on the sheets, but oh wow, this is, I'm trying to figure out, mostly there used to be separate sheets on the ones I've seen, but this one is attached and it bends around, so it's like bent in half with the plastic, with the layer in between that decides has holes or doesn't have holes. Interesting. I mean, I suppose we can just keep going. Like, what's the point at this point? Might as well have it all apart? I don't know. In case what? There's some writing on Here's some rating. Just numbers, part numbers, I guess. Well, we're in, oh yeah. Yeah, we're in pretty deep, so I might as well try to finish it off, I guess. So, here we go. Might as well keep popping shads. I wonder if some people are going to flame me for sacrilege destroying a keyboard, but you haven't been through what I've been through with this one. And, you know, it's, yeah, it's just, it didn't feel like it was in a great condition or shape to be restored anyways, so I guess next time I get my hands on one, I'll be able to compare and see if it's as brittle or old as this one. Just didn't seem to do well with age on some of the plastic parts. There's probably your enter key. One piece of plastic. I don't quite get what these little things symbolize, like the etching in the plastic. Yeah, not sure. So a firm hand tends to pop them off. And it's kind of like birds, or it's got wings. So it's like probably do some art with that if I had any kind of creative ability, which I do not. Maybe I'll see if my daughter can make an homage to Digital Equipment Corporation. It's kind of not what I was expecting from DEC, good old DEC. I don't know what I was expecting, but something better than this, whatever that means. I'm sure they have their reasons, but it seems overly complicated, or overly, just too many pieces and parts, and the chads that are coming off this alone are telling me something that's too complicated. I'm going to flip over and see if how we're doing. Okay. Well, let's do this angle, I guess. I should have made nice little piles of the silver wings and the plastics. They kind of have a nice sound to them. Kind of interesting. So many of them. Seriously, guys, that's the engineering. Crazy, I tell you. Let's just say there's probably these simpler designs to implement than this thing. Holy smokes. Never seen so many of these metal things. Unbelievable. Alright. Keep going. Piper, you want to make me some art of this metal wings here? Piper. Hard to tell if she just has her earphones in or she went to her room or something. I'd like to show her, so I'll probably go get her here in a second. It's kind of crazy. Maybe she'll get inspired from this. I couldn't artistically make it, but I'm thinking Digital Equipment Corporation, birds taking flight, an homage to complexity. Something like that. Gosh, it's really hard for me to stomach the amount of little pieces flying around right now. Alright, well, oops. Before we examine this, oh my gosh, it's painful. Yeah, let me see if my daughter, wow, seriously, messiest keyboard award, for sure. Piper, you come look and see if it creates any art. This is the most complicated keyboard inside.
Did you see your table yet?
This is live streaming.
It's live streaming.
But
you mean I get to be featured?
I guess so.
Can I dust it?
Not, well, go ahead, sure. Just one. Yeah. Harder. Okay, that's good. I thought, like, this is just so complicated, you know, and all the pieces, every one of those little holes, like, broke out, like, it's just ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
But this I thought was cool, like, maybe it could be an art exhibit to complexity and how bad this design is. But, like, look at that pile. Those are, like, that's too, why would you ever have that many pieces in, it was under kind of each of the key clicks, like, kind of like this.
What?
It's the design of how, I guess you push down on this, these are underneath, these guys.
And it bends.
And then maybe it touches and then it goes through because it's got to get red here because that's how, and then it goes out this
Yes,
to
very
the,
well designed.
it goes out these to the computer. But it's just too many parts, man. So anyways, I'm saying, and I was seeing if this triggered any art in your mind of what you would do with these. Like they're like bird wings or something, and
well, you can just make a
mobile or sculpture, but to complexity. But anyways, thanks. Thanks for sharing to see it. It's kind of ridiculous. Oh gosh, myself. Okay.
Hey there.
Thanks. Oh man.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's see.
Is that your handwriting?
Yeah, is it not good?
It's amazing.
Okay, thanks. Alright, this is the rubber piece. It's just super thin, and so I guess we'll just peel like this, except for, and then I forgot, this is like I was saying, it's like a book. We could spread it out. I guess you can see it's kind of riveted together. I guess plastic rivet right there. How do they do that? There's another one. It's literally kind of 3 sheets. So here's the separation. So this says this says not right. Come on, focus. Not right reading from conductive pattern side. Here's a couple model numbers or something. Let me see if I can find some more writing. Let's see if there's any on the other side. Actually, I don't think there is. That's it. That's kind of all the rating. And then all that's left is just this metal plate. Look at this crazy metal, man. Solid. Guess it's not just 1 meter thick, just like any other one, but solid. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the insides of a Digital Equipment Corporation LK201BA. The best thing I can say about it is the keycaps lettering was amazing, and colors and double shot and triple shot or whatever. That part was great, even though they're not reusable anywhere. Pretty cool. Like I said, shout out to, I think it's Janine, or probably forgot her name, but that does Uppercase magazine out of England, I believe. I was gonna send her this and see, because I thought made me think of her, and I appreciated the art books that I got from her. Come on, focus. Let's try over on the microscope, see if I can get a good shot of the word uppercase. There we go. There it is. It's in the dark now, but that's the bottom. Show that it's double shot white. See if I can hold it flat. That's nice. All right, it's a good place to end. Yeah, biggest missed award, biggest possibilities for artwork display. It was interesting. It was a battle. I fought. I lost. Can't say I want to see another one that's as hard as this to look at or take apart. All right, bye bye for now.